Well, you're very welcome to Advent Day 4 and our little thought from Tim Chester's book, The One True Story. And today he brings our attention to Hebrews 12, and there it says, "But you have come to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel." And if you're wondering what that refers to, it's a story way back near the beginning of the book in Genesis 4. And it tells the story there of Cain and Abel. Genesis 4:10, God says to Cain, "What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground." And that brother is Abel. Cain and Abel are the sons of Adam and Eve, and both of them bring offerings to God. They seem to understand that God requires that their sin must be atoned for. And so Cain brings of the fruits of the field, some of his crops, to God. And Abel then brings some of his animals. He's a keeper of flocks, and he brings those to God. God looks kindly on Abel's offering and not kindly on Cain's offering. And Cain is angry about this, and God tells him that sin is crouching at the door, and its desire is for you, but you must rule over it. And he gives Cain a warning to do the right thing, if you will. Then God comes to him again and says to him, "Where is Abel, your brother?" And Cain responds and says, "I do not know." Famous line, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And of course he's lying when he says he doesn't know. He does know very well. And what has happened is that Cain, in his anger, has lured Abel out into the field and has put Abel to death. And so we can be tempted to think that persecution or wrong treatment of others is not our responsibility, and it has nothing to do with us. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I really responsible for what is going on in the world? Persecution of not just Christians, but just any group of people that are being mistreated right across the world. Well, Christmas and Advent is a story of a better Cain. And Jesus is the better brother. He's a brother who is concerned, and he's a brother who does take his responsibility seriously. But more than that, Christmas is also a story of a better Abel. "You have come," says Hebrews, "to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel." Abel's blood cries out, doesn't it, for justice, and it cries out on behalf of all victims everywhere. And of course we would join with him in speaking on behalf of those who are persecuted. But listen, there's more than that too. Abel's blood not only speaks of justice, but it also speaks to us of atonement being required. You see, more than just victims, we are also perpetrators. The Bible says that there is none righteous, no, not one. And so you and I are perpetrators as well as victims, and we are in need of atonement. And so that's why the message of Advent and the message of Christmas is such a brilliant one, because Jesus comes to be a better Abel. He comes to provide a better sacrifice, one that frees us from our sin, because it pays the penalty for our sin. And Jesus comes at Christmas time, but he comes in order to die in our place. Tim Chester ends his little reading with this little poem, and I thought I would read it to you this morning or this afternoon. "Mercy speaks by Jesus' blood. Hear and sing, ye sons of God. Justice satisfied indeed. Christ hath full atonement made. Jesus' blood speaks loud and sweet. Here all deity can meet, and without a jarring voice welcome Zion to rejoice. Jesus' blood speaks life and power, and in every trying hour, trusting this almighty voice, Zion must and shall rejoice. Think of Abel today, and think of Jesus, that better Abel, and he's coming for you and for me to pay the penalty for our sin. Something to rejoice about this Advent season. Thank you.